This is Kelly Colider Toyline 1 launch. This has been a long time coming. I am coming to you from Flipper Cinema, and finally the first toy line is done. We're going to be looking at it. We're going to look at the packaging, looking at a bunch of stuff for it, really pushing what this first toy line is. So you can see them in hand. These are the figures. They are, you can see here, the lead character, the lead protagonist is Kelly Colider. Then the lead antagonist is Candy Mandy. And finally, the Unicorn Knights. So you can see that there behind me is the big banner with everything. The artwork that's going to be used, part of the box art, obviously, but that's in banner form. But I did want to do this to start the whole thing. Thanks so much for the patience, for all of you that have pre-ordered or wanted these figures or kept asking about them and things like that. This is the launch. This is it. It's finally happened. So let's take a look at it. Bienvenidos al lanzamiento por fin de la primera línea de juguetes de Kelly Colider. Como pueden ver en mano, aquí están las figuras Kelly Colider, Candy Mandy y Unicorn Knights. Estos personajes ya estarán disponibles para la gente de que ordenaron, de que pidieron, de que estaban buscando. Ya están en camino y espero de que les guste. Voy a tener estas figuras en otras partes y en otras convenciones y cosas así, pero quería hacer el lanzamiento aquí desde Flipper Cinema. Y curiosamente, esta serie se lanzó en un cine y ahora estoy lanzando la primera línea de juguetes en un cine. Y así que ahí vemos, vamos a ver hoy día el paquete, las cajitas, el arte, todas las figuras cómo se ven, sin fondos y cosas así, que de verdad se luzca. Van a ver bastante de eso y así que empecemos. So here we are, the final versions, the final toys, the first wave of Kelly Colider action figures, Toyline 1, that has Kelly Colider, Candy Mandy, and the Unicorn Knights. And now let's really look at them. Let's go. Aquí, como pueden ver, ya está los juguetes de la primera línea de Kelly Colider. Como pueden ver, aquí están parados los tres, Kelly, Candy y el Unicorn Knight. Vamos a verlos de uno en uno para dar un buen resumen de cómo se ven las figuras, cómo se mueven, cómo se hace todo. Y empecemos. Starting off, we have Kelly Colider herself right here. This is the main character, the lead protagonist of the Kelly Colider series. This action figure is fully painted with her hair split in dual colors. Her gloves, her boots, her skirt, the spikes, basically everything on her is right here. She's surrounded by some Unicorn Knights because she has to fight them in the series proper, and it makes just logical sense for her to be, you know, getting ready to kick some bad guys. Aquí tenemos a Kelly Colider, la protagonista principal de la serie de Kelly Colider. Está pintado su pelo en doble colores, sus spikes, sus botas, sus guantes, básicamente completamente pintada, y está alrededor de Unicorn Knights y lista para pelearlos porque ella es la protagonista principal de la serie. Here we have Candy Mandy, the lead antagonist of the Kelly Colider series. She is decked out with dual colored hair. She has a cape, little boots, accents She has a star on her eye as well. This character is, like I said, the big bad villain, and she controls the Unicorn Knights, the soldiers that you see behind her and around her, and all around her really, because she can call them basically from anywhere, and that's Candy Mandy. Aquí vemos a Candy Mandy, la villana principal de Kelly Colider, la serie. Como pueden ver, tiene su pelo de doble color, tiene su sombrerito, su vestido, sus botas y todas sus cosas. Y también tiene capa, como pueden ver, tiene una capa hacia atrás. Y esta es Candy Mandy. Here we have the Unicorn Knights. These are the soldiers, the robotic henchmen, the protectors of Candy Mandy, the lead villain of the show. As you can see, the characters have these unicorn horns, they have a tail, they have a little slot in the back so you can put a little weapon or whatever you want there, so they can actually hold something, which is, you know, pretty practical considering these characters are what they are. They are pretty well painted as far as deco goes, because I wanted to make it as colorful as possible. These are unicorn robots that are knights, and so that's kind of the theory there and the thinking there. And these are them. These are the Unicorn Knights. Aquí pueden ver, aquí están los Unicorn Knights. Estos son los soldados de que protegen a Candy Mandy. Ella es la villana principal de la serie y es bien importante cómo se ven, de que llame la atención, de que porque son robots, de que son unicorns a la misma vez, pero también son grandotes y tienen su tamaño y su fuerza y sus cosas así, y así que aquí están. So with the figures out now, let's look at Kelly Colider and Candy Mandy with some comparisons to other modern toy lines. Let's go. So, in true fashion, let's look at the comparison of these characters next to their counterparts, but their larger 6-inch counterparts, the blank versions. And here they are. Here is blank Kelly Colider and blank Candy Mandy. As you can see there, that's them. That's just the blank version of the 6-inch versions. Next, we'll look at right here what the characters look like next to modern articulated figures. This is Ultimates April O'Neil and Demona from Gargoyles. Next, let's look at what these characters look like next to some X-Men stuff. So here's Mystique. And here's Coco Bandicoot, the pop version. And this is pretty fun because I always wanted to do a toy reveal and toy launch and actually see some comparisons to other stuff and kind of get an eye for detail and things like that. So next we have Masters of the Universe She-Ra, right there. She'll stand. And we also have Black Arachnia from Transformers Animated. Just some comparisons, you know, good girl, bad girl, good girl, bad girl. Now we will put her next to Sunny Bright right here. This character is from Mascara Fighters. And we will also put right here Daiman from the Daiman series. The reason why this character's here and most characters are female is because there hasn't been a female character for the Daiman series in Wave 1. But there is a character coming in wave 2, so just so you know. Then we have here, this is Eraser from Transformers Rise of the Beast. And we also have April O'Neil from the Rise of the Ninja Turtle show. And the final comparison here is going to be with Jean Grey and a Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger right there. Toyline 1 packaging. Here is the packaging for Toyline 1. This is the front of it. It's going to be blister style, so you just slide it into the box. There's the back of it. And there's both shots, front and the back. Thanks. Bienvenidos. Aquí está las dos imágenes del packaging de la primera línea de juguetes. Como pueden ver, aquí está adelante y atrás. Igual aquí está adelante y aquí está atrás. History. So, in any toy line, the creation can take a certain amount of time and it can be a bit of a process. Initially, as you can see here, the Candy Mandy figure took the hardest of all of them to make. Kelly Colider was pretty streamlined as far as the design, modeling and stuff, because the blank version and the fully painted one, the final one, are pretty much just a one-for-one. There isn't a massive shift. If anything, you start telling more details of the eyes and the mouth and things like that for Kelly Colider in the 6-inch compared to her 4-inch scale. The Unicorn Knights as well, they were pretty much a one-for-one. The only issue with the Unicorn Knights was the tail, because as you can see here, sometimes the tail would tend to break off, but the final one here should be right here is fine with his tail. So that was a little bit of trial and error, but it's also part of the history of the toy line and getting to this point. And I hope this was fun for you guys, because I like to include some history on the creation of this toy line. This toy line has not been easy for A or B reason, but it needed to happen. And before I forget, obviously, Candy Mandy herself. This figure right here was originally the testing model that I was using to kind of rig out and sort of model, but this looked the rough, very, very rough as compared to her final version here. And this is just work. Sometimes you have to, you know, design and model and stuff, and for whatever reason it came out so pixelated or so jaggedy or so unfinished that I needed to go back and just scrap it 100% and start fresh. I had to literally start from zero, remodel the entire figure, because she doesn't look anything like her old version. But thanks. Bueno, como pueden ver, aquí estoy con una fila de los juguetes de la primera línea de Kelly Colider, y esta sección es sobre la historia de Kelly Colider, la primera línea de juguetes. Bueno, Kelly Colider sí misma, la figura, era básicamente 1x1, y así que no hubo problemas con el diseño. Más que nada el tamaño, cuando es a 6 pulgadas comparado a 4 pulgadas, es de que puedes notar más los spikes, los ojos, la boca, de que tiene huequitos a donde respira su nariz. Pero básicamente Kelly salió muy bien. Ahora, viendo a los Unicorn Knights tuvieron el problema de la cola, como pueden ver. A veces se le caía la cola, pero finalmente aquí, la versión final, ya tiene su cola puesta y ya se queda puesta. Ya no se mueve, ya no hay problemas así. La figura de que sí dio, no causa de alarma, pero sí dio causa de demora, era Candy Mandy sí misma, porque hacer la figura, aquí la pueden ver. Esta figura no es perfecta, tenía muchos errores, no salió lo más lindo posible. Y cuando uno hace este tipo de cosas, quiere lo mejor posible. Y así que tuve que rediseñarla completamente. No sé qué pasó porque está tan dura, porque la figura tiene muchos puntos. Y también es ideología de puedo hacer algo mejor. Puedo hacer algo mejor. Y así que cuando llegué por fin a terminar, a rehacer la figura de Candy Mandy, la hice en 2 tamaños para probar también. Y ahí la pueden ver en sus 6 pulgadas, igual en sus 4 pulgadas, de que es exactamente la misma figura. No hay problema. Tiene todos sus detalles, todos sus acentos, la estrella de ojo y cosas así. Y aquí está la primera línea de juguetes de Kelly Colider.